Hello, Jamie from Inky&Scrappy, back with my Let's Start Stamping series, take 552 because I talk a lot. Anyways, I'm going with this one today. I'm pulling this one directly from an old Cricut book or magazine. There's a card magazine and a Cricut magazine. These are from 2012, so I used to be subscribed to them. They were not $15 a piece, but they were just great for ideas. I think I only kept this because it was like a deal, so I think I only got this one for like maybe 6 months or a year, and then the other one I think I got for 2 years because the cards one was really where it was at. But if you're looking for ideas, you know, Pinterest, obviously. I enjoy thumbing through magazines or books, and so that's kind of why I held on to these. They're great. You know, we're looking at 12 years later, right? So going back and saying, oh, that's a really cute idea, layout, whatever. And so I will give Rory Rump, I'm guessing that's how you say it, but roryrump.blogspot.com credit for this one. It does use Cricut for this one. You don't need it, obviously. There's plenty of other options available, but that one is, you know, obviously the Close to My Heart art philosophy is not available. Do I own it? Yes, because I used to do Close to My Heart. And the Winter Frolic I do not have, but I'm sure I'd have a teacup of some sort or coffee cup of some sort. Oh, they used a brad. Heck. Don't mind me. That was like 3 takes ago. Anyways, so this just kind of gives you an idea of where we're going today. This is what I'm kind of copying. I'm not doing this exact one. The things that I will note on here that if you have them and are, you know, willing to do that, stitching with a sewing machine around the edges. This person was really good. I can't stitch that straight of lines with my sewing machine on paper, but keep in mind stitching paper on your sewing machine is hard on your sewing machine needle, and it's hard on your sewing machine because of the paper fibers or the paper dust. Keep that in mind. I have a very cheap sewing machine, so I do it once in a blue moon when I'm feeling like it. It doesn't happen very often. This piece, of course, the rest of it is all pretty much die cut out. I do own this embossing folder, which is a Snowflake embossing folder, so I'll kind of give you some tips and tricks along the way. I think we're going to do that embossing folder today, but you could do a tone-on-tone pattern paper and get a very similar look. You just won't have that, you know, it won't have the texture, but you'll definitely have the visual texture. I hope that makes sense. So to start, I kind of did my layout on here kind of how I was thinking I was going to do it. We'll see if that's how we end up doing it, but you know, it is what it is. So I kind of pulled out a few different things. I was thinking about doing the Candy Cane Lane, but I think I found a different one that I like for this one, and you know, we'll go with it. I also pulled out some different options for my teacup on this one. This old Close to My Heart Treats of Friendship stamp set kind of has, you could do a donut instead of a coffee cup. You could do that kind of a style coffee cup. Don't feel like you need the other one. If I didn't mention, I have gone from a sinus infection to a full-blown head cold today. I do, so I'm going to try to make this as painless as possible for you, so there might be frequent stops on my part because I need to cough. Candy Cane Lane would be a cute one. I don't think I'm using that one just because I pulled out a different one that I kind of like. So today I think we're gonna go with either this mug, or we could definitely do that pumpkin spice mug. Hot cocoa I think would be perfect in that one as opposed to tea. This one kind of offers a few different things that we could use for embellishments. So I might probably do this one just because it's got that warm wishes and some of the wintry happy holidays stuff on it. So I'll probably use the Thanks a Latte stamp set today. And I'm bringing in a Christmas Rose paper pad. This is not one I would have bought on my own. I'm not gonna lie. It was a freebie, either I think from probably scrapbook.com last year maybe, or even the year before, and so it's definitely not my normal cup of tea. It's, you know, girly and cutesy, well, not cutesy, more girly and shabby chic maybe color wise. I like the colors, it's just not patterns, you know, it's florals. If you've heard me talk about florals, they're just not my thing. I just, you know, I'm not a flower girl, but I wouldn't have grabbed this one for the sole purpose of it's 6x6 pages that really look like they belong on a 6x6 card front. So it just kind of makes my A2s a little bit more difficult. But with, well, this one could be, I guess, an A2 card front, but overall, and some of them would probably crop down okay, but I will use probably just the pattern paper on the back side for this one. I haven't decided which one yet. I kind of liked this one, so I think we'll go with that one for our background paper. And I think this one is Twilight. Yes, this one is Twilight from Close to My Heart, and this one is, it's not Glacier, it's the other one. I don't know if I have that one in ink pad. Juniper maybe? I think this one's Juniper. I think I like the Juniper with this one, so I think we're gonna go with the Juniper. I was going back and forth between the two. So I'm gonna start by cutting this piece down to 4 inches. 4 inches by 5 1/4, so that'll give me that little 1/4 inch all the way around. And that's why I said, you know, I'm using this, but am I really using it? Because you're really gonna see a 1/4 inch, and that's about it. You could definitely make this one smaller, and I might make it smaller as we go here. We'll see. This one I'm gonna cut to 5 1/2. I don't think there's like a top or a bottom. 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. So this will be my full A2 size card front. It is pretty paper. It's just not my thing. Okay. I like the shabby chic colors, but you know. So we got this one and this one. And then what am I going to use for, oh, I can come in with maybe a pinkish color. Let's go with something pink. Oh, this one's pretty. Goodbye, Santa and Snowman. I can cut it so that maybe I can save Santa. All right, let's go. Let's see, how big is my cup here? So my cup is about, it's under 2 inches, right? So it's like 1 3/4 inches maybe top. So I want my cup to hang over. So if I do this one at about 1 1/4 inches, plus it'll save Santa and the little snowman. Not that I'm doing anything with him, but so that'll work for that. And then we just need to do this one. Alrighty. I'm gonna set that to the side. And I will grab some Bristol Smooth cardstock here. Which cup do I want? I like both of them, but I think this one, just because of the size, it's a little bit bigger. That one, I don't have a dish for under it. Otherwise, I maybe would have done that one. Let's grab, now here's where I'm going to end up stamping regular, because my stamp platform still has stamps in it that I don't know where they go. Yeah, don't judge. You can judge, I don't care. It's called, you know, 5 irons in the fire, and I'm just not there today. Okay. So So I'm bringing in the Hero Arts Intense Black ink only because my Lawn Fawn Jet Black ink is in my to-go bag. Travel crafting. It's all good. So I'm gonna stamp this one out. I think we get to do a one and done. Good deal. Do I want... We could put the candy cane instead of doing a heart. Let's do the candy cane on there. Do I want whip? That's like a silly question for this girl. Do I want whip? Ooh, I could do marshmallows too. Let's do the candy cane and the whip. Candy cane and the whip. Ooh, I do have the matching dies. Bonus. I guess we'll be die cutting today. Okay. And for my cup, so this one kind of has like these things that you can stamp on the inside if you want. I'm just going to go with that one since I did the whip. I whip, you whip, we whip. Okay. I'm going to pull those things off. Oh, we could also do the little... Oh, there's so many options. Okay. So this one you just kind of, you know, if you're using a stamp platform, go ahead and like put it on there, then fold, you know, close it, all the things. I am just going to eyeball it, hope for the best here, and, you know, we got our fluids in our mug. I need to wash this one because I cleaned up glitter with it again. Not guilty, totally guilty. There's glitter all over my desk. Okay. And then this one also has the little scarf for around your coffee cup. It also has the little, you know, face options, but I don't usually do the little face options. So again, just kind of lining it up, hoping for the best. And, you know, there we go. Okay, I can't use that one. It's got glitter everywhere. So I think we're good there. And, you know, so you have you could definitely make a fall card with the leaf. You do the snowflake on there. It'd be cute to put a little snowman on the inside. There's a few stamp sets out there that have the snowman that's on the inside. I think he's really cute. But I do that whole Jamie does not need any more stamp sets. And I go, I'd use it for Christmas cards. And I have so many Christmas things. Okay, ink colors. Let's see. I need to pink maybe. Let's go back to my colored papers. Maybe that peachy pink. All right, I'm gonna find my colors, go grab a drink, wet my whistle. I'll be right back. So I pulled colors from my Oahu line of 60 plus the 36 skin tones. So they're kind of my class set. So I'm going to use this one mainly for my cup, probably do a little bit with that one to kind of bring in a little bit darker shade. This one I think I'm going to use for my candy cane along with that. So I'm going to have those three. It's on my blog at InkyandScrappy.com. There's either a drop down menu if you're mobile, or on your computer there's like a side thing that'll have Oahu color combos, and I do have that 60, like the Oahu 60 set page on there, and then I also have the browns, like the skin tone ones on there. So if you don't catch the marker numbers and or color combos here, they're always over there. I haven't done any new swatch charts for a while. I should probably get back into that. maybe next year. I'll think about it. So I'm going to use those darker pinks because I think those will go okay with what I'm working with. For my green, because I don't have exactly the right color, I'm going to try to do that turquoise blue and the green gray 030 from that set to kind of make the color I'm looking for. I have it in the rest of my other colors, but I try to, for this class, I try to do just from those 60 to try to, you know, limit your marker what you need to have to replicate. And then for my hot chocolate, I'm going to use raw umber, which is E557. And then for my white, I'm going to add in that BG038, which is a cool gray color for my white. I really should have done. Let me see if I have. Warm gray would probably work. If I do hazelnut, it's a darker one, but I think if I do that one or this one's maybe a little bit lighter. Maybe we'll bring in this one with a colorless blender to, I'll just do some colorless blender tip to tip to kind of bring in a little bit of cream, just because my papers kind of have those tones in it, and we'll go that route, I think. Okay, let's start. So I'm going to start with my middle pink here, which is RV610, and I like to kind of make the cup look like it's round, you know, like a cup normally is. And this one is definitely not the pink I'm going for ultimately, but it's gonna give me an undertone that's a little bit darker than the pink that I'm ending up with. So I'm just gonna kind of hit the edges with this one. I don't need it to go too far in. I just kind of want to do the edge here, kind of coming in from both sides. I probably should have tried this beforehand, but you know. The other thing, if you don't have the right colors that maybe you want or you need, you can always add a gray to them to kind of add a little bit of shadow or shade. Now this is the Rose Pink RV390. And so I'm going to go over my original color and then bring it in a little bit closer to center. I was going to be lazy and take the big end because that's how I roll. So making sure to cover up that whole first one. Just because I'm trying to change the color a little bit on that other one, where this one's more of a dustier pink. And so I'm trying to add that dusty pink to that one. I could have added maybe gray over the top of it. Would have probably worked as well. So usually I let it dry a little bit in between my layers, especially when I'm trying to build color layer up. Not so much get it to blend as much as I'm trying to get it to show different levels of color. So now that this top one is probably already fairly dry, I'm just going to go over that whole thing one more time. And then I will do the same with this one here. And by going over the whole thing again, you're adding in a second and a third layer on top of those colors that you already have laid down. And so that is where, oops, I went into my scarf there. Shh, nobody needs to know. Hopefully the green covers it. You can see that it's going to kind of give you the variation, and so you get that rounded look without having to do multiple colors of markers. You can get that look with one marker, just layering it, you know, layering your inks on top of each other. I hope that makes sense. For this one, we are going to do that green gray. I think, I want to go over the whole thing with my turquoise blue. I'm going to start with my turquoise blue because this is the color I'm thinking that if I lay this one underneath the green gray on top. So I just want one layer with this one. I don't need to like go over it multiple times, at least not yet. We'll see how it turns out when we go over it with the other one. Trying to push that color back a little bit in that pink. So, okay, I guess I went over a couple of spots a little bit more. So I'm coming in with that green gray now. This is the one that's in that 60 set. Now I'm going to do the same thing with this one as I did kind of with that pink. So I'm going to start with my first layer here, and then where I think I want my shadows on my little scarf piece here. So maybe adding in a little bit there, and then I'll kind of let it dry a little bit, and then I'm going to come in with a second layer over the top again and do the same thing on the other side. There's not as much on the other side. And for this one, I'm just going to go over that whole piece here. I'm just going to have 2 layers probably on that one, and then for my final, I really just need to hit this side, so I'm just going to go over this part again. And hit that one. So I think you get, you know, you get a little bit. It's probably not. So if you look at the colors originally, I want to show you what, I think we've done this one even on my series where you're mixing, I think it's even these 2 colors, but you get that gray color and that blue color, and you kind of create, you know, a totally different color. So don't be afraid to try it on scratch paper, to, you know, kind of play with your markers a little bit to get a little bit more mileage. You don't need to have the full set to get more color options. If you kind of stick with that kind of, I don't know, I just learn how colors kind of blend and look together. Of course, you know, you can always make mud. That's pretty easy. I'm pretty good at that too. So E557, which is that raw umber. And for the hot chocolate, we're kind of going to do that the same thing there that we kind of did with the mug, starting on the outside, doing 1 layer, coming in, second layer, and then of course, final layer. Whoops, I missed some there. Over the whole thing. And let's do, I'm going to do my tip to tip. So this is the E477 Morgan and the colorless blender. So the colorless blender is really, I don't want to say it's a color eraser, it's a color pusher, but it also just kind of dilutes your color out. So I'm going to do tip to tip, 1, 2 on my seconds there. And then I usually start off the image to kind of see how much color I'm going to be bringing to that image. And then as the kind of color leaves my tip, I'm going to kind of go over that area again and kind of just pull it out a little bit. And it gets a lot lighter shade there than if I would have gone straight in with that marker color. So that's that one. And we'll just do that candy cane yet. I'm going to cheat and just go all the way along this side with my gray. This is just a cool gray to kind of help that white have some depth to it so it doesn't look flat. By adding gray to the outside, you're kind of making it look like maybe it's lighter in the center. So I'm going to pull in, it's called Vivid Purple RV968. Which stripes do I want here? And then I'm just going to start with my outside. I'm just going to do 2 layers on this one. I don't need to go full on this one. to do my outside, and then I'm just coming in and going over that whole area again. So you get that double color on the outside and one layer on the inside. And there are my images. So lining, I don't know, we cut, I don't remember, I think we've cut them apart, right? I like to use a little snipper from, I think you can pick them up at around here, Menards, Harbor Freight has them. I'm pretty sure that's where my red one came from. You can get them at the craft store as well. They're just going to cost you a lot more. So it's kind of a thinner, look for the ones that are the thinner tip for your needle nose or your little tin snip thingies. Should you do all of the little thingies off of them? Yes, you're less likely to hurt yourself. Do I take the time to do that? Not usually, because I'm lazy. And really, once you get it broken free from one side, you can usually back and forth it if you know, don't like snipping them. A lot of times I don't like snipping them just because that little metal piece goes flying, and then I have to either locate it or step on it, or, you know, I'm just not good at catching it. I suppose if you did it like on a magnet, it maybe would catch it, or a stronger magnet. I don't know. Anyways, I'm just gonna snip all of these, the ones that I need apart. That's going to take me forever. Let's try that again. Okay. So lining these up, I usually use washi tape to hold them down. You can, a low tack tape. I used to use like purple, I think it's like purple painter's tape, which is like delicate surface paper tape. It worked. It's a little bit tackier than washi tape, so keep that in mind. I usually kind of like put it on my shirt to pick up some lint to kind of get the, you know, reduce the stickiness a teeny tiny bit. I might have my images too close. I might not be able to do them in one fell swoop. Ooh, I might be able to score. And then so a lot of times, okay, I'm going to have to actually cut that one off so I can do it all in one swoop. See what I said? It just, yeah, it flies. Pia's not here. I can't even, you know, she's like, my sister-in-law was here for a week, so she vacuumed the floor in my craft room. Brave woman. That's all I gotta say. We also may have added some more different shelving. I shouldn't say more because I took out a few pieces of shelving and added some shelving units. So this is gonna fit in my Sizzix Sidekick, so we'll do it right here for you today. Well, it's sticking good. Okay. Plus it's on my desk, so I have this. Okay. So usually the washi I use multiple times, so I usually stick it to my camera holder on my desk. Sometimes on the front of my desk, but then I usually end up with washi tape on my clothes, and I wonder how I get it on my ear. Where did that washi tape go? And then I find it on my sock later on. Troubles, I tell you. Okay, that goes there, this goes there, those go back in there. We might pull this back out. So I did find the one that was in that picture. So it's a Cuttlebug old one. Darcy, I think, is the company that kind of makes these thinner, older one. I don't want to say older, but the old style. So the original style of embossing folders, which are the super thin embossing folders. So, and I think they're like, they run around. So when Close to My Heart was, or no, when Crafts Direct was still open locally, I could pick them up for like, they'd be on sale for like $3 or $4 an embossing folder. I think regular price was like $5 on them. I think scrapbook.com has, you know, the Darcy ones fairly cheap. And if you get the scrapbook.com ones, they're usually always on sale if you get their branded ones. But let's talk about the sandwich with this one. I know we did it on one of the past ones, but I'll do it again for this one. So you take out this piece here, which is the thin die adapter. This is for my Vagabond 2. It's the same as a Sizzix machine, like their crank through style ones. This is my cutting plate. So if you want to know how long you can have them, I've had this one for quite a while. It does bow. I'll throw them in the oven once in a while to kind of flatten them out, but for the most part, I only cut on that one, and I have my other one is just my top piece. So then when that one breaks, then I can flip it. This will be my cutting pad, and then so I only use one for cutting at a time. I don't flip them back and forth. And really, for all the cutting I do, my bow, yeah, it's there, but it's not horrible. And this is an old one because it doesn't even have the beveled edge. But so for the 3D embossing folder, you would only use your embossing folder and the top one. For this one, you use your bottom cutting plate. I always have the bow up when I do these. Then your embossing folder, because this is that thin one. Remember when we talked about the thick one? The thick one only needs one plate. The thin one needs 2 plates. So it'll give that thickness, and then I'll run that through my machine. I don't do it as straight on. I like to do it kind of at an angle. So it's not just like when you're doing a straight die. It's gonna make crackly sounds, that's fine. Just like when you're doing, like, if you're doing a straight die or a die in there, you want to kitty-wampus it so it hits the roller at an angle and not straight on. It's just easier on your machine. It makes less noise too. Just saying. So there we have, you know, it's just got that simple little emboss. Now, because my pattern paper kind of has, well, it has that white snowflake, so you could go over it with a white embossing pad or a white ink pad. If you have, like, personally, which one is it? Lost Shadow is probably the one that's going to show up the best, even though it's a light gray. It works better than most of my white ones. I'm just going to tell you the truth. That's kind of what I've switched to when I do that one. The other thing to do is I'm going to come in with the Gator finishing block. I have it around here somewhere. It's kind of maybe. Ouch, that was my toe. It's not here, but it's here somewhere. Where are those? I have it kept in a very safe place, so it's easy to find. I can't find it. Anyways, it comes with, like, it's a squishy handle and it works really good. Anyways, I also just cut them out in a circle and put them on a blending brush foam thingy because they're Velcro back. And you can just go over. This is Close to My Heart white core cardstock, or Close to My Heart cardstock all has kind of like a white core. So you can find, I know Joann's carries white core cardstock. or is their craft core. I know you can find craft core cardstock that will kind of do that, you know, you're gonna erase a little bit. You're erasing that color and getting down to that core color. So you can have a craft color or white in this case. So we're just going to do a little bit of that white core. I don't want to do a whole lot. I'm just going to do a little bit. So now you have, you know, that nice core color there. I think we should come in with, do I want to do gray or tan? Decisions. I lost my images already too. Don't ask. They're here somewhere. For real. Okay. I'm telling you, you guys got to keep track of me because obviously I've lost my way again. All right, I'm going to come in with, let's find, I'm going to do Distress ink in tea dye ink. It's just a lighter brown. I don't want to go too dark. I'm bringing in my brown blending brush. This is just, you know, this is the one I use for my dye inks, so it's the one I'm going to go with. I usually tap off on my work surface on a, I don't usually use a piece of paper, but work surface to kind of get some of that ink off, and then just kind of lightly come in and hit the sides. So I just kind of want to add a little bit of distressed aging to it. Not a whole lot. I don't want to go too dark. I don't want to go in too far. The blending brush for me gives me the softest blend as opposed to the blending foam, where I find myself, the rounded dome ones work fairly well, but I find that I get, sometimes I'm more likely to get splotchier, maybe a little bit uneven. I don't want to say uneven, but definitely more heavily concentrated areas of ink than when I do the blending brush. Also starting off the surface with your circles kind of helps you to not get that really dark, bright, I don't know, over inking, if that's the right word for it. So I'm just going to do those two pieces, and then I'll bring in, I probably should have done a gray to be honest, but not here nor there. That's way bright. Okay. And then I'm going to do it on this one till here. I have to figure out how I'm doing my end on this one. If I'm going to flag it, I'll probably just tatter it. Seriously, I lost my images. How embarrassing. Okay. This is good questions. Okay, so yeah, I didn't find my original colored pieces, and so I recolored and cut out, and yeah, we're not going to talk about it, okay? I have no clue where they went. Hopefully when I edit the video, I'll figure out where I set them. No comment. That's all I got to say today. No comment. So I'm just going to add this one on to my base piece here. So like I said, you're going to cover up most of this piece anyways. I did do a variation that has a smaller top piece. You're going to get a little bit more underneath. I probably would have gone with something a little bit darker pink because I think that would have popped out a little bit better. Just, you know, well, my opinion, what I think after I'm done with the card, I usually figure out what I would switch. So that's probably what I would switch. Let's see, this one, we're gonna pop that there. Do I want to go? Well, let's go this way. I'm going to do a fairly large one, and then let's go in with that brown brush and kind of mucky it up a little bit so it matches the rest. That one. It works. Okay, so I'm going to add this one onto, just going in with that glue again. And you can go there, but I'm going to go up top. And you can kind of pull it in a little bit more if you don't like all of that white space. So white space to me, it doesn't necessarily mean it's white space. White space just means it's not covered with something. I hope that makes sense. It's open paper, I guess. So I'm going to, and you could definitely pop this piece up if you wanted to. I think I'm going to offset it just a teeny tiny bit. I don't want it to be fully on my strip. I think it's kind of going to move it over a little bit, add a little bit more to the card, I guess. We'll pop a little whip on top. Now for this one. So the other one kind of had a heart there with like a sentiment, but I really don't even know if I need a sentiment on that one per se. I could pop something up there. I think my image is so small on this one, and then because I added the other part, I don't think I really need. So I'm gonna just pop the candy cane over here. It's gonna kind of balance it out because this one's hanging over, so the candy cane's hanging over on the other side. I think I like that. Could definitely go in with a little paper strip sentiment if you wanted. I don't know. There we go. I did find, I'm gonna add some swirls just for some visual interest on top. These come from Fawn Stitched Mug Die, I do believe. Where's my reverse tweezers? Since I can find everything so well today. Yeah, we're not commenting. I still can't believe I even cleaned. Like, I moved stuff, I cleaned off my desk. I still can't find where it went. It's, yeah, insane to me that I can't find it. Drive me nuts. You could, if you don't have a swirl, you can definitely draw a swirl on there. If you know, if you have a stencil swirl, that would work. Glitter, just regular. This one kind of has a heart to it, so that's kind of why I was going with the little heart. I thought it would be kind of cute. Anyways, so that's kind of what that one. You could definitely just add a word to your mug. Let's bring that stamp set in. You know, I think I need it. I think it needs something because that's. I could do warm wishes and just off to the side and do it on a coordinating piece of pink, maybe. Let's see. I mean, that's lighter pink. Let's see if I have a little bit darker. This is a shiny pink. That's not the right color. Okay, I'll just make my own pink. I'm gonna cheat and use one of the scraps on my desk for my white. I'm gonna make it pink right away. Is this the color I used? Maybe. So I'm just gonna take this one and then this one. And then I will just stamp that warm wishes on there. I like doing custom colored paper because it's going to match exactly what I want it to match, at least on this card per se, you know, because I'm not, I don't know. The paper's cute, it's just really not. I'll quit saying that. I won't, you know this. Okay. You know what? Let me go in with my VersaFine. Just because I know the VersaFine is going to give me a really nice, crisp impression right away. And I'm gonna guess on this one. I know that, okay, so I haven't found these in the Avery Elle line. They do have them in the Tailored Expression line. When we stopped at, locally I have to go to Hutchinson now for, you know, anything, which is like an hour drive. So we went to, I said last time I wasn't going to do any Black Friday shopping. I lied. Anyways, so we went to Hutchinson to Stampin' Store. So if you know what Stampin' Storage is, it's like the, kind of like the crafty, do you want to say like the crafty storage and storage solutions types of things. Do I want it over there, or do I want to make kind of like it there? Let's pull it up. There we go. Anyway, so if you're in, you know, they have their marker storage is amazing. They have a lot of, like, I have their paper storage, like their 12 by 12 paper storage stack, and their marker storage shelving, which is awesome. But they also have, locally, they have a Stamp and Store, like store, S-T-O-R-E, not storage, kind of like the Stamp and Store. I don't know. Stampin', I think it's Stamp. Well, anyways, they had some specials for Black Friday, and so we went and picked up a couple of things. But they had this stuff. Anyways, where was I going with this one? They had the like sentiment strip dies from Tailored Expression. So if you are looking for that kind of like a multi one, it's kind of, it looks like the same variation for those. So if that's something that you're looking into. Okay, so because I lost everything and couldn't find it, and so I did stamp and, or, you know, cut out a few more fronts, so when I do find it I can just pop them on there. But I wanted to show you kind of my tree. This is going to be my Pika hack, because Pika doesn't have that stamp set, but she has the tea dies from Lawn Fawn. So I'm kind of doing a little Pika, we'll call it the Pika variation. Hi Pika. Anyways, she's probably rolling her eyes at me right now. It's all good. So I cut this one down a little, another 1/4 inch off. So I did 3 3/4 by 5 inches. So you see you get a little bit more of that border on there, which I think I like better than the other one that just had that really thin border. Now, if my really thin border would have been that bright pink, I think I would have liked it. But because it was more subtle, I think I like a little bit bigger border on that one. Now, if you saw, I cheated and did a die cut out of my background paper there. I knew that I was covering it up, so I knew that I could sneak it out. But Pika has this, it's the stitched teacup die from Lawn Fawn, and so I know that she has this one, and so I thought this one would be kind of fun to throw in. I think I can put that one there. Okay. To throw this one in there. Kind of similar in, you know, respect as to how the layout is. Do I want the floral? I think I want the flowers just because, you know, they're cute. And so we're going to do a tear on this one. I'm going to try to tear it the other way so I don't have a white border there. Oh, I probably tore it a little short. Oh well, that's life. Oops. And I'm going to pop this one over a little bit because my my die cut shape is a little bit bigger than my stamped image. And so it's going to hang off a little bit. I can actually kind of center this one, I think, and it's going to look okay. So I cut it in pink first, and I decided it was too much pink. So I did my saucer in that pink color, and then I did that background piece, and then I did a pink accent handle. So you see when I flip it over, it's got brown. That's because I layered it on top, and I cheated, and I still couldn't find my other piece. And yeah, I don't even know where it, yeah, I'm hoping I can find it on the replay because obviously it is not anywhere that I looked. But this one, I think I probably should have left this down a little bit further, but whatever. And I think I would go in with, Pika doesn't have the swirl, so Pika, if you don't have the swirl, that's, you know, it is what it is. You don't need the swirl. I just think that one little adds just a little bit. I would probably go in with a little bit darker tea color, but I guess if you like a lot of creamer in your tea, Pika, you know, make it the color that your tea is. So that there, I could probably add a little heart on there and maybe a strip hanging off of there, but again, I could just go in and do this one here, do the warm wishes. I would probably do it on that coordinating pink cardstock to finish that one off. And whenever I find my other one, yeah, I can do it, you know, here. So for this one, I'm just gonna, you can fold it to figure out where your middle is, possibly, maybe. If you have a flag style die, go ahead and use that. Do I have one that would work? Probably. I'm just gonna do it this way though. So I find my middle, I'm gonna snip that there, and then I go from this corner up to the middle of that snip, and then the same with this one, that corner up to the middle of the snip, and that's how you get your flag fairly centered. It's not going to be exact, but it's going to be close. And this one I just rubbed the ink pad over, so I just did my tea dyed ink and I just went like this over the top to kind of make that pop a little bit. I did the swirls because, you know, I thought that was fun. And you can do the same thing. This was like how we did distress back in the day. Back in 2012, this is how we did distress. We didn't really go in with the brushes and the foams and all of those things. Not so much though. But go that route. I probably should have put this one down here for the teacup. Oh well. So I will add this one on. And eventually, when I find it, will I clean off my desk again? Yeah. Can you tell I'm irritated with myself? I have no clue where it went. I actually cleaned some of it to like find it, and yeah, it's got to be tucked somewhere. I hope I'm not the only one that loses everything. I lose everything. Anyways. Frustrating when you're trying to do a real voiced time one. Anyways, so there's kind of like my we'll call that one the Pika variation because I know she has that one. Should I finish it quick? Let's finish it quick. I just had, okay, maybe we won't finish it. Okay, I'm gonna say I just had. We'll do the warm wishes on that one as well. Bloop. So I tend to mix and match my die sets. Like if I have a die that will work for something else, like the little, I know I have other ones that have the little swirls in them. I have some Tim Holtz coffee cup dies that have the little swirls in them. I will pull those things out to make them work, that type of thing. Don't ever feel like you need to have the set I have to make them work. This needs some brown on it because it looks way too pink and clean. Probably should have re-inked my brush, but I'll call it good. This is probably closer to that original one. That would be kind of cute with a little teal heart. I could go with a darker color. I could do that one and do a little heart. I don't have a little heart die right here. I have a teeny tiny heart die right here. Ooh, there should be a heart in this one, shouldn't there? Let's see. There is, there is. Let's just go with this one. Good bonus content today because I can't find anything. Typical me. You know what? Did I put it away? I did. I put that away. Put it in the same place I put my die cut colored images from last year. Just kidding. There is the swirl in this one stamp set. I just, you know, I guess I could have stamped it and then die cut it out and then it would have worked. I was thinking it wasn't going to, if I stamped it on that piece, it wasn't going to show up. Granted, the little brown that I did probably doesn't show up the greatest either. So, yeah. Here nor there, I guess. Do as I say, not as I do. I even went and made myself coffee because, yeah, I thought maybe that was my problem. I mean, it was probably part of my problem, but it obviously did not help me find what I was looking for. Okay. Oh, the other one had a little bow up there. That would have been cute too. You know. We're just going to go over the top because I already glued the other part down. It did have like a brad in there. I guess you could add. I probably have a little snowflake. Let's see if we have a little snowflake. I had little snowflakes out earlier this week. So these I think I picked up on Etsy. Just a shaker mix. But it's got some little, I mean the pink would even look cute on this card, wouldn't it? Let's do the little pink ones. I will do one little pink snowflake in the middle of my heart instead of the brad that was in our original card that we are casing. Boop. There we go. So, you know, you've got a couple of different looks and eventually I'll find the other one and put it together. Maybe I'll find it. It's not looking hopeful at the moment. So anyways, you know, you have the die cut version if you're into dies or you have dies. I like the colors on this one better, but you know, I was trying to stick with my original 60 and it really did go with my paper pack, but it's all good. So, you know, eventually I'll use that one. Yeah. Okay. We'll pretend that one's done and in the back. So there we go. So we have, you know, 2 card variations there. This one definitely follows that original one a little bit better. This one, you know, my own making, and that one, it's missing its elements on there. Yeah. Anyways, I hope you guys have a better day than, you know, I currently feel. Anyways, have a, you know, if you're watching it on Saturday, have a happy Saturday. Hopefully it's warmer where you're at. It is supposed to be warm in Minnesota today. So I'm not going to lie. I'm hoping to get outside and do some things. Maybe, possibly. There would be that, you know, I guess you could go with that size. It would definitely be littler. That's my favorite. I like the color combo better. That one's good too. All right. Long-winded me is over and out. Bye.